madness tonight. You know what I'm saying? Because there it is. Okay, so it is what it is. But yeah, so and I want the audience to interact. You know, have you been through a hideous situation, total brokenness, a totally painful journey via a relationship, a heartbreak, family quarrel, employment letdown, something that was so devastating that you really could have lost your mind, but then God gave you a revelation and you totally bounced back and you don't even feel bitter about the situation anymore. That's what we're looking for. That's what I'm entrusting that we're gonna hear from these ladies tonight. So I would ask that to the best of your ability, no pressure. You don't have to share what you don't want to share, but I know that people get help by the more you share. So if somebody got a headache and all you talk about is how God healed your back, it really doesn't help the person with the headache. You know what I'm saying? But now if you had a headache before, you know what I'm saying, and a backache and a footache, and you tell us about the headache healing, the backache healing, and the footache healing, then you're gonna minister to three different people because you gave us a totality of your situation. This is not to court you to, put your business out that you don't want out. So have the freedom and the liberty to share at length or at limitations what you want to share. But I am asking y'all to be transparent tonight so that we can help somebody that's listening. Who want to deal with their situation first?
I'll go first.
Okay, slide the mic a little bit to her. It don't got to be all in your face. They pick it up, slide it a little more to her, and bend it down a little bit. Just bend it down a little bit. No, not the mic, not that. That's what we got to stop touching. we just no, this is our first time in here, so
I'm not touching because I'm not.
we're working with you. Okay, all right, okay, and hopefully that don't fall because it done Taylor a little job on pull it out of the pocket. All right, that should pick you up real nice, like. Okay, go ahead.
Well, for my situation, um, without going into too much detail, it just came from a past relationship, and me and the other person, we, you know, basically kind of like grew up together. Um, you know, at one point we're the best of friends, and then things happened, things changed. Um, Me, I'm not a person who likes change at all, whether it be if I'm on a job for 6 months, I expect to be there for a year. If I have a car for 2 years, I expect to have it for six. So I don't like change. And in my situation, I would say I was forced into change. Like I was forced to get with the program. Like this is what's happening. This is where we are at this moment. And you either understand that this is a change or you deal with whatever comes with it.
Let me interject. I heard you say that y'all were like best friends, and then things changed. Did y'all becoming a item change? Like were y'all best friends before y'all started dating?
We weren't best friends, but
But y'all was good
we were good
friends.
friends.
Then
And
after the dating, y'all became best friends.
well, while dating, we were
While
best
dating,
friends.
okay. So it didn't get worse as a result of y'all coming together. It got a little better as y'all dated
Right,
early on. Okay, I was
right,
just
right.
that's clarity
Now
for me.
after the dating, things got worse, but that's what I mean by the changing part. Things change, feelings change. We grew apart from each other.
Okay,
Um, when the situation that happened, it didn't happen like a series of things happened over a span of basically 3 years.
okay,
Um, as of recently, I would say last year, when things changed, I went into a state of like depression,
okay,
really bad.
okay,
Um, and what happened when I went into that state is I totally like isolated. I stopped talking to everybody. I You wanted to see me, you would have to come to my house. I'm not leaving my house. I stopped coming to church for a couple of months. Um, it was kind of one of those things. If you see me in Publix, that's the only time of catching me because I'm not leaving the house. It was a state of embarrassment, depression, anger, the whole nine.
Did you do a lot of crying?
I cried like a newborn. I cried every single day, all day. My mom, she went out of town to Mexico for 2 weeks, and I felt so bad because she couldn't even enjoy her vacation because I was calling her 5, 6 times a day, like crying as if something happened to my child. Like I just didn't know how to handle it because you have to understand, like I said, we grew up from teenagers, so this was like my first everything in a sense. So I never had a heartbreak, so I did not know how to deal with it. It just disrupted my whole being. So like I said, I isolated while I was in school. I started failing my class. I passed the class in the end, but I had to hurry up and get right because I'm like, okay, I'm literally losing myself. I was going to class late, missing assignments, turning in assignments late. Like I said, I wasn't talking to anybody. It was just me and Brooklyn. Um, and it took a lot of prayer. It took a lot of crying and questioning
Counseling.
God, counseling. It took a lot, and I'm shaking right now because I'm just, a ball of emotions. But
What?
from then to now, I still have my moments.
Okay. All right. I want you to hold that thought
Yeah.
because we're going to deal with that. Because, see, even, and this is good because to talk about it, you still, and remember, our question is can total, meaning complete healing come from it? And then I probably would ask what y'all define that as, so we'll have clarity. Because for me, total healing, you don't have to respond now because I want to hear from you, Evangelist Lee. But for me, total healing would be it doesn't give you that trigger that she's talking about. It doesn't, you good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can be 98% healed, but it still can be that little 2% but I want to help the people. I want to help somebody with this tonight. You know what I'm saying? So you in a relationship, you met at a young age, you grew together, you did things together and decided to become an item. And becoming an item, y'all, you move forward, boyfriend, girlfriend, everything love, best friends. Then all of a sudden, somewhere in the relationship, things changed. What happened to make things change? Because how do you go from friend to boyfriend, girlfriend to best friend to now things changing and we finna actually come out of this? What happened?
My guess is as good as yours, but I do know one thing. I don't rack my brain about it anymore because at this point,
Well,
3
that's
years
good.
later, it is what it is. But
Absolutely.
I,
Did you change? Did you change? You don't speak for
yeah,
yourself.
no, I
Did
can
you
I
change?
can
Were you
honestly.
sweet in the beginning and then once you got the person, you decided to let your hair down? Cause here's my thing. In dating and going together and all that, when you start to meet a person, I think that the first person you meet on the onset is just their representative. That's not the real them.
Mhm,
You know what I'm saying? Everybody know how to put up a front
mhm,
when they're trying to get the prize. Everybody, you get to meet the representative on the onset. You know what I'm saying? Then as you go through the relationship, the real person starts to come forward and unfold. And that being the case, and we're in agreement because both of you nodding your head, did your real person come out, and was your real person unattractive rather than attractive? Because the representative is always attractive. That's why we go to the next base. That's why we say, you know what, let's go steady. Because I'm liking what I'm saying, but that ain't really the real person. You know what I'm saying? And then when the real person come out, was your real person tolerable, sweet, or mean? And you gotta be honest if
no,
we're
I
gonna
can
help the
be
people.
honest.
Was your real person, what type of real person are you in the dating process? Once you let your hair down and get past all the ooey gooey in the beginning, and then the real Taylor come forward, what is that person like?
I mean, that's hard. I feel like it's unfair for me to only speak because I'm not dating myself. So whatever the other person saw as my representative and whatever he decided to move forward with, that's his opinion. But
Right, but
for
how
me,
do
what
you
I
feel
can,
about you when you like
well, I know I
you
could
let your hair
be,
down, you
you
can
know,
be
I'm gonna say what I want to say, what I
okay.
gotta say. I mean, I know I have an attitude and I have a mouth. I do know
Slick
that.
mouth, is it? Or
I
would you
have
say
a
slick
mouth.
mouth or
I have a
mouth?
mouth.
Not slick. I'm not. I'm on the show. I'm not.
I have a.
Okay.
I
I'm
can have a
seriously
slick
We
not.
mouth.
all got a mouth.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah.
And this is why he
That's
doesn't need a
No,
mic.
I was just playing.
This is what they provoke the slickness.
no.
But
No.
in all
Seriously.
seriousness,
Yes. Come on.
I'm
Let's do the
sarcastic. I
show.
wouldn't call
You
it
sarc.
slick
Okay. It's not. Okay.
because I'm always
They
serious.
want to know. So describe it. Sarcasm, not slick. Gotcha. Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
Slick sarcasm is what I
Slick
have.
sarcasm.
So,
Okay.
but no, for real, I know I have ways. I know I do, and it's not just in a relationship. It's with my mom has to get on me still at 25. Like, okay, tone it down. Who are you talking to? And now I have to watch my tone and the way I speak in general too, because I
Gotcha.
catch myself even with my daughter, and it's like she's 2, so Taylor, you need to tone it down a couple notches. But I know I have an attitude. I know I have a feisty side. So I would say my faults, and I can say that now, 6, 7,
Months later.
probably 8 years
months,
later.
8 years
No,
later. Okay.
because from a relationship, I can say that now that I was using my masculine side majority of the relationship. And when you're with a man or a dude or boy, whatever, when you're with the opposite sex,
Mm-hmm.
you shouldn't have to always want to be the man. Like I know now, because looking back, now when we was fresh broken up, I was definitely putting the blame on one side.
Okay.
Oh, he's starting arguments. He doing this. I ain't do that. I told him whatever. So now I can look back and say, okay, but Taylor, you were always barking. You always got something to say. Nobody can't tell you nothing because you're right or your answer is going to be better. I could say that now and not be embarrassed of saying it because I know for the next person, okay, you have to tone down your masculine energy. Like a man, unless you roll that way, you shouldn't want your female to be masculine and you shouldn't want the female to be barking at you and talking to you like a little boy when
Right.
now if you're a little boy, you're a little boy. But if I see that my partner is trying to grow as a man and he's trying to do better as a man,
Stroll us up on the comments on the big screen. Y'all need y'all. That's why y'all need your phone. Because if this don't
Mine
move, you
up.
can still do
Mine
you can
updated.
still read the comments. 'Cause there's comments you can read
I
that
don't
you
have
you don't have Facebook. Oh, I'm
Look at
sorry.
mine.
That's the radio. No, that's one of our radio listeners in the radio room tonight. That's a radio listener. She don't have Facebook. But she's on every week when she cook. That's
Losing my train of
Vander
thought.
Lee.
So
No, I'm not trying to make you change. You say if you're a little boy, then that's what you
yeah,
get.
if you're a little boy,
But-
then I mean you get treated like one, but you should also be trying to.
But no man
recognize-
want his
True.
woman to be barking at him and
Right.
talking down on him
Right.
and sizing him and all of that. Nobody wants that. So
So my representative
uh-huh.
for now and how it was 6, 7 years ago, I can say is different because I also don't even have the tolerance anymore to go back and forth. I haven't argued in months because you know what, you got it. I still have my moments when I'm by myself and I may, I go off, but the other person will not know because I'm not going to text you and provoke you. I'm not going to call you and go off on you. I'm not going to let you know that, everything that comes up doesn't need to come out. So
Pastor Phillips say, but did he know that you was that
oh, definitely, because
before
he
before
knew- he knew the feisty
he got in
side.
a relationship. He knew that.
he definitely knew the
He knew
feisty
the
side.
feisty side.
Maybe some people are turned on by that. I don't know. Now that's not to say I was cussing him out every chance we spoke, but he knew that I had an attitude, and that's why I say if you take me as I am, but I also don't want to say it in a way that I'm stuck in my ways. Like I'm not going to change my tone of voice, or I'm not going to respect whatever you're saying as my partner or boyfriend or whatever.
Okay.
But I don't know. I just know for now I know how to keep my mouth closed.
As a result of what happened in this
As a
relationship?
result of life, the
Like,
relationship
okay,
is
okay.
done, but I can look back and take that
Things from that.
yeah.
I want to hear more from you, Taylor. I want to give Evangelist Leah an opportunity to share a portion
Oh,
of her
but then
story
Pastor
before we go to
Phillips,
the other
before
side.
I switch to Auntie, I wanna he did say a comment where, what was your pray like before the relationship?
What was your prayer life like?
Prayer.
Prayer
Because
life?
I was telling him I was telling y'all, going through what I was going through, it was a lot of praying.
Okay.
And I guess
before
the relationship
before that,
was
yeah,
praying.
was you talking to
And
God?
honestly, I'm gonna be
Pastor
honest.
Phillips gonna keep you on.
I grew up in
on
church. My mom,
POYNT.
we went to Mount Oliver, whatever, but I wasn't in the church. I praise danced, I sang in the choir, I did all that.
But you weren't talking to God.
I
like,
was not talking to God.
Okay, that's honest.
So when we met
I'm
at a
just
club, out of
right.
all places, so I surely wasn't praying.
Okay.
But he brought me to the church, and I'm still here years later as a member, so I can thank him for that.
See,
And
there's the
I'm
good
praying
that
now.
came
Yeah,
out
so
of
it's
it.
good out of everything.
There's the good that
So-
came out of it. And I'm going to interject right here, and I pray you take me serious. But sometime God will take us through to get to. Pastor Philip, we getting ready to do, you're going to hear this again because we getting ready to do something in Georgia with that same hook. Sometime God got to take you through to get to. Now, maybe
He should have waited for me to change. Exactly. Pastor, I need to meet you in person.
you're
because
gonna. Hope prayerfully you're gonna be able to go to. But they'll be here. They'll be here
next week, the 30th?
Yes, they'll be here
Okay,
the whole
I'll
week.
be here because I
George
need to
will be
meet
here.
him. You should have waited for me to. That's what you can't kick a man when they down, and you can't always. Not to say you need to be in it for 10 years and we still fussing and fighting, but
Right.
I have grown. Like, it all jokes aside, I still
You
joke with
have.
y'all,
I can
but
say that. No, I can
my
say that.
tolerance, my mouth, my mindset, my focus, like I just don't
I
have
still
time.
think you're slick sarcastic.
No, I still got some growth, but I also can't be.
pushed
My
around
buttons
anymore.
can't be pushed. Yeah.
That's okay.
But I know in a relationship, I can say that I know now how to respect the other person 100%.
And Brother Reggie, just for the real, Reggie say, give it to God. Yeah.
Give what to God?
Give it to God. Come on now. Really? The situation,
Oh,
everything.
no, I
all
did,
your
Reggie.
burdens, like
Right.
all
No,
your-
seriously, I
She-
did.
she
Listen,
did.
I pray. I have a journal. My journal says she is strong. I brought it from Five Below, and it's Listen,
I
God always
got
gets you a
you.
long way,
A
and
long way.
because with me, I'm not a talkative person, believe it or not. So when I'm stressed or I'm going through whatever, I throw up words and I repeat myself. So everybody done heard my situation 30 times, but I had to start journaling, and I don't even read this crap no more. It's written and it's done.
That was at the time. That was your way of escape. I don't want to lose my thought before we hear Van Lee, but I'm saying, peradventure, that because God wanted to bring you to this place in your spirituality, that was the route that you had to come. I'm not making excuses for nobody. All right, that ain't what we here for. I ain't making you see you stretch your eyes all you want, but I'm just being I caught that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, what if God brought you that route to get what He needed out of you? And sometimes you got to go through Egypt before you get to your promised
Could have
land.
been a nicer route.
Well,
but God,
but you made it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get back onto the total healing part. But before we do, I want to hear from. I probably need to play a little music right now.
And some water. I've been choking.
You
since
want
we
some water?
started.
Can I get a couple of waters in? You know what? You know where the water at. Hey, I'm gonna play a little bit of music. We're gonna come back. We're gonna hear from Evangelist Lee concerning her situation. Y'all don't go nowhere. It's gonna be good. All right. So stick around for a minute. Okay. You can do the waters right now. I mean, we're live. They still hear us. It don't matter. But we're gonna do the waters, okay? And then after we do the waters, we'll do something else. But I wanna play something for y'all if I
They
can.
have to want to change.
I'm trying to
themselves,
find my
exactly.
music. Lessons LC show. Did you take the music off?
It's on the next board after Elder Show.
Oh, so you switched it. Communion, J Money. That's all I got. Huh? Okay, all right. Y'all getting it raw and live tonight. I mean, stuff done got switched around. I'm lost. I'm telling you, I'm born to music and I ain't even seeing the music. But hey, Listen to this one.
Get a cup of blood and release your problems. Get a piece of bread, take and eat the body. I accepted Jesus, let them demons flee from by me. I reject them demons, let the kingdom be inside me. Just a cup of love, that'll ease your body. Now we breaking bread, breaking free from bondage. We reject them demons, let the kingdom be inside us. We accepted Jesus, let them demons flee from by us. It's a sweet communion. This a recipe to rest in peace with you. You protect and rescue me from wretched evil dudes. How you never left me, you a special breed of human. I'm so glad to be created in the image of you. Yeshua, never a loser. Yahoo, reverence is due. The Most High God, Elohim, hallelujah. You reset me when you set free my medulla. Never let me fall when I'm supposed to do. I surrender all, just draw me closer to. I surrender all, behold, you made me new. New creature. Get a cup of blood and release your problems. Get a piece of bread, take and eat the body. I accepted Jesus, let them demons flee from by me. I reject them demons, let the kingdom be inside me. This a cup of love, that'll ease your body. Now we breaking bread, breaking free from bondage. We reject them demons, let the kingdom be inside us. We accepted Jesus, let them demons flee from by us.
Some days and nights I thought my story was finished. Somehow Lil Monty made it out of them trenches. I just tell them it's a God. They tried to slide, but I survived with a vengeance and built a legacy for all my descendants. And I just tell them it's a God thing. They put that profile in my fitness, but I'm still out here in the land of the living. And I just tell them it's a God thing. It's a God thing. I just tell them it's a God thing. And I just tell them it's woo. Had to get down or lay down when they try to slide. Telling you this ain't no playground, but I'm still alive. Mama, I'm on the way now. I'm on my knees to pray now, and I'm on a flight to Cape Town. When I make $1 million going diamond independent, then I might put $1 million diamond independent. Almost went blind and saw some things that I can't repeat.
All right, we back. Okay, so we're gonna hear from Jay Lee, but before we do, and trust me, you coming, okay? But Pastor Phillips called in concerning Taylor, so we're gonna take this call. But you coming? We're gonna have to cut the call short. All right, so don't worry, we got you. Stay on deck. All right, bring Pastor Phillips in. On the mute, okay? Pastor Phillips, are you there?
Yes, sir. How you doing, sir?
All is well, man.
Yeah,
God bless you. All right, there's Taylor. You in her ear? She can hear you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take much of your time. I know. My sister Jennifer, she need to get in here, and she owed me a plate when I get there, so she can work on that while I'm talking to Taylor right quick. She can work on that food I need. Listen, Taylor, listen. I heard some things that I think that just to make sure that you are aware of what Bishop is saying to you, the hurt that you experienced through this should be for you to not forget who God is in your life. Because if you go back and you remember Paul, when Paul went to Jesus, asked him to remove the thorn in his side, and he said no, he would not do that. And that was simply because with that thorn in him, he would always remember, he would always glorify him. So now you've gotten to a place where you had to move into that space that you in, but that pain that you experienced is so that you will always remember that journey.
That's good.
And who brought you through that journey. You're doing fine right where you are. And as soon as you start believing that, that's when you're really gonna get over it. All you got to do is believe it, because he's done it. He's done it for you. You see the your part of the journey is already you ready to defeat this already, because you come to the conclusion that I've experienced something.
Yes.
But the real experience was God. You experienced God because, as you said yourself, that you had not had a strong prayer life.
Right.
God brought you to where you are now. And he brought you there, so you will always remember who brought you there. you're in a good place. You're in a really good place. In fact, you're in places that a lot of us wish we could be in, because a lot of us don't even experience the fact that we know how we got there. But you did, and that's awesome.
Thank you.
That's awesome. You are doing such a wonderful job. Don't allow the enemy to tell you something that is not true. Your experience was simply because God wanted your attention.
You got it.
Okay. All right. You received that?
I do.
Pastor Philip, thank you
Pastor.
for a great word
Yes, sir.
and impartation into this young sister's life. God is good. We thank God for that, Pastor Philip. All right, let's because we're gonna still deal with some more. Because again, total healing. All right, keep that in mind. Push that mic over. Don't touch this. Just slide that over there. All right. Let's do this. Slide it a little more. You know, so we want to hear everything. She talks a little soft, so we want to do that. Evangelist Jennifer Lee, y'all. The cook without the book, just skills, you know what I'm saying? That wheel, she does it. She gets in the kitchen and it be finger licking. Y'all don't know I got bars.
I'm just being frank.
Okay, so we here tonight. J. Lee's Eatery is in the house. We thank God for. Talk to the people from your personal and elaborate, and then we'll come back and deal with the healing part. But can we get the pain and the journey first?
First, I must apologize for keep taking my glasses off and putting them on. I'm having a little focus problem here. I can't see with them and I can't read without them. So that's what the on and off is for. So I apologize for that.
Gotcha.
But I think my story is a tad bit different from Taylor. One, I have to say, I was much younger. I would say a teenager. And it was about a relationship.
Okay.
But it was a teenager. I was a teenager then, high school. And we actually got hooked up through a mutual friend. We both was friends with this young lady who hooked us up.
Okay.
It's how it all started.
Okay. It always start like, you know, a friend of a friend. All right. Y'all better watch them friends. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Time goes on, things got good. I can't say that we started off as best friends. We
Okay.
were friends. We had a lot of classes together.
Okay.
We communicated, just mutually, just loosely, I guess, nothing major until that friend hooked us up. And then I personally was in disbelief that it was really happening, but I also embraced it.
Okay.
Time goes on. You start getting into the relationship things, things happen. And all of a sudden, feelings got involved.
Mhm.
And I won't say just feelings, but you find yourself at a state where you can say you love this person, you're in love. And my definition was for love at that point was as long as he was happy, I was happy.
So your happiness wasn't predicated on what he did for you. Your happiness was predicated on him being happy.
Yeah.
Even if that meant you had to do things you didn't want to do.
Yeah, I can't.
That's
Well,
it?
I can't say
Okay.
that
I
I
don't
ever
want to put
had to
words in
do
your mouth.
anything that I didn't.
Because you wanted to do it because you wanted him happy.
Right.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That's deep, girl. That's deep. I mean, Evangelist, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But time goes on, and I think, and I must to show you how God it is. A lot of stuff is blurry now, as far as when you want to give times, years, put a time on it, years on it. I really can't give you exact and be correct.
And you know what? If you don't mind me saying, and I don't know, somebody might disagree. I didn't cut her off without cause, y'all. You that's judging me, I can feel it. Y'all know I got a strong discerning spirit. Somebody got mad because I cut you off. Yeah, Taylor, it's right here. It's in the room. Lord done revealed it already. Thank you, Holy Ghost. I felt it. I'm telling somebody, if I say somebody's feeling the way about this. But no, the fact that you can't give years and dates, for me, I'm just saying for me, means that some good healing done took place. Because if you can't remember, some people tell you the date, the time, at 8:05, June 30th, 89, this is that Joker walk. You don't even remember. So some good healing took place. That's the point I want to make. Go ahead.
Right. So, as far as love is concerned, just to think about it, it was a good thing. I
Oh,
can't
don't back up now. Come on now, move forward. Here y'all go.
No, it was a good thing, though. And that's probably where the turn took place. I can say we grew together.
Mhm.
We experienced a lot of things together growing up, only being teenagers, wasn't even in our 20s yet,
Okay.
you know? We ended up,
Taylor trying to make you cry. And
I'm,
you're not
I'm
gonna-
hoping she don't cry. I'm wondering what's all the pauses about.
She thinking.
right, I'm thinking,
Oh,
because
okay.
I'm trying not to get to the good part.
Right. Hold
Before-
that. Take your time, baby. Don't feel pressured by
Sure.
this one here. You know, some Moni in the middle. Take your time.
Well, if I had to make a long story short,
You don't. Go ahead. I mean, we go.
falling in love with a dude unconditionally,
Mm-hmm.
I even sometimes call it that Jones love, if you know what that is.
Got to watch the movie.
Serious stuff.
Y'all telling me something new.
Research, love
Okay.
Jones.
It,
Love
it was
Jones?
deep and heavy, you know.
Okay.
As
All right.
far as and then the love stopped, ended.
The love ended.
Yeah.
The feeling of love.
No, the relationship ended, which killed the
Yeah.
love.
The relationship ended,
Yes.
and the
As time-
love ended. Who ended the relationship? You or him?
I'm
If
hope he ended the relationship. That's what made it so.
Okay, so y'all the same in that area. Okay.
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct.
All
So
right,
he
go
ended
ahead.
it. And as you know, you have those moments when when you're able to talk about what happened and what went wrong,
Mm-hmm.
to only find out, which I had to accept the reason, because if someone tells you that they have to learn how to love themselves before they can love you, you have to respect
Danielle say,
that.
take your time, mama. All right, so take your time, mama.
Trying.
Right. But because I just think about all the love that was involved in that.
So
Yeah,
did
that's
you
what
did
makes
you
you
did you
sad.
contribute to the breakup? Cause Taylor admitted that she did somewhat. You didn't take full on, and you
'Cause I
shouldn't
don't
have.
know why we broke
But
up,
you did say,
I
but
did.
you understood.
Probably.
That's what I'm saying. That's cool. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't want to fight you tonight. I'm saying, but just that part to say, I know I did have a slick mouth. I know I did yada yada yada. But I felt like I had to be the man in the sense that that's all good. So nobody's saying you caused it. I'm saying you did take some ownership of some things that could have been contributing factors, which is mature. So that's all. I'm actually applauding you for that. Stop thinking that I'm out to get you. I'm not. Evangelist Lee.
I would say no.
You didn't contribute to it? Okay.
No,
Well,
because
bless your
just thinking
heart.
about some of the conversations.
Wait a minute.
that
You didn't contribute to it?
No.
Okay. That merits a round of applause. That merits a round of applause. Because it take two people to argue. It take two people. So I thought. Now you schooling me tonight that you can be on point, and a joker still not. Now Pastor Phillips gonna weigh in on that.
And that's what
Because
I
he
was
all the
just gonna
fool
say.
in the world. Go ahead, baby.
That's what I was gonna say. Now, if you say that a person, because I remember a comment. That's why I say if a person tells you that you're like something, and that something is a positive thing, being positive or good cause you to be the cause of it. Because if that's the case, then I guess I would contribute to being the cause of it if positive and good contributes
Some
to.
people don't appreciate that though. Some people like ratchet, punch you in the throat, knock your teeth out, and make love at night. They like that. People get off on that type of freaky stuff. I'm telling you.
We just
old Trina type female, and there's nothing you can do about
Okay,
it. Let's not even go there.
total healing has not taken place. But
I'm gonna smash something.
Not in here, baby. Not in here.
but
triggered.
but hold on, we gotta help. We gonna get that. You're doing good. Everybody agree. But I want to say this now. since she weighed in at that point, I want to say this. Sometime, ladies, and when we do it, we bugaboo. But what happened when the female is so clingy that in your mind is positive? Because all I was doing was calling, checking. All I was doing was just seeing where he was. All I was doing was just, that's aggravating when you got somebody that's trying to do it. At least at this day. Now you saying in high school, I don't know how busy he was with that, if he played
That
sports or
wasn't in my
whatever. So,
personality,
but I'm just saying, sometimes we can be so clingy to a person need to breathe, and the best thing for them is out of the relationship, because as long as I'm in it, you're going to. It's just like So, and that's positive to the person that's doing it, but to the person that's getting it done to them, they ain't liking that. So it feels, you can be where you overly extended in the relationship, where you like doing just like way too much. You needed undivided attention. I'm asking the questions. I'm not, because I don't know. Talk to me.
I don't think that describes me, but
Okay.
I can't knock that being true, but I don't think that was. I'm hoping that wasn't my case, because if it wasn't, I had no clue about it.
Okay.
But
Because he never said nothing.
Right, but I don't see myself as a clingy person and calling you and checking on you, because I don't care about that kind of stuff like that. But
Then you say doubt they had phones. I don't know if that did I
we
say
did
a
not
phone
have
call.
cell phones.
Yeah, we had beepers, but
Right.
I'm talking about clinging without that. Like just always, and we did have house phone. And if you was living at home, a female would burn your mama phone up. I got in a lot of trouble. So no, you didn't need no cell
I
phone to be
wasn't that
clingy.
one.
You know what I'm saying? You could be home, and I got in a lot of, and Eloise is listening right now. From people just calling back to back. My mom like, I need you. My mom tell I need to use my blank phone. Get off the phone and keep picking up his hello and hang it up and pick it right back up. I'm like, Mama, you ain't give me time to check. Who you think you talking to? Now she feeling embarrassment on the phone.
Too grown, Miss Eloise.
Yeah,
Too grown.
so you can clingy is a lot of different aspects, but I do get it, but that wasn't even you. You was just loving on a guy that didn't know how to receive genuine, wholesome love. And I must say that a lot of brothers don't know how to receive genuine, wholesome love. That ain't everybody. I'm not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. But unfortunately, a lot of guys don't know how to receive. Say I be messing with Taylor, but there's some truth
But I've grown
to what she said.
Put my tunnel vision, my blinders on, so I don't even hear you. I'm looking at the comments. To be honest,
She really wants to fight me, but she don't even understand. I'm giving her a comment right now that with what she said about some guys just like ratchet, that's true. Whether you hate it or love it, that's your choice. But you spoke truth, and I'm saying it's true. Some guys don't want wholesome, genuine.
They think the grass is greener, and then when the grass turns into weeds, there's no fertilizer, and then they just have to deal with whatever kind of lawn they got. And I just made that up, but I just have to move forward. What I have
the
to
show is wait, just still Evangeline on the floor. Total healing. I don't think that took place. At least in the middle. Go ahead, Evangeline. I'm so sorry. Go ahead. You got too many triggers, young lady. Go ahead, Evangeline. I'm sorry. Woo!
But I'm trying not to get to the meat and the potato of this, because at the end of the day, I was heartbroken. And I was heartbroken for a long time.
I need you to go there. Because I want to deal with.
Don't cry now, because these are.
No, she can't. She can't, because we talking about total brokenness. No, seriously. And the pain of it.
To get over it.
And the pain
That's
of it.
the good part.
Go
That's
ahead.
The good
Besides
part.
praying.
That's the good part.
No, but I want to hear the hurt first. Don't let Taylor change the show, because somebody need to understand the hurt before the healing.
Right.
So don't jump straight to the healing.
And you thought you had plans and agendas,
There you go.
and then all of a sudden, all those plans, agenda, goals get thrown out the window.
Hmm? Mm-hmm.
Everything you talked about or worked towards is out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have to readjust, accept, and try to move on.
Talk to me. Take your time, baby. And there's tissue. Huh?
But
That's clean
but
and white.
it's so
Oh,
even
well,
though
clean.
you
It's
had
oh yeah, that's give it to her. That's her.
even though you experienced heartbreak and brokenness,
Right.
and you now remind you, I said that I was younger.
Right.
So with this, and then this love, brokenness from being brokenhearted, didn't just get mended in a day, a week, months,
Come on.
maybe years later down the road, when the mending really was completed. And then you had to, God is so wonderful.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Because even though he mends you, he don't just mend you and not tell you why or show you why he had to allow to happen to
We
happen.
need to hear this. This is what we need to hear. Right here.
I can honestly say that when I was in love and loving a human being,
Mm. See, you going into an area that needs to be going into have your way, Holy Ghost. Talk. Because if they missed it, I hope you don't mind me interjecting. Sound like you're saying you love man more than you did God.
I did.
Okay, they hear
I
you.
did. And
And I just hope y'all be honest out there.
I did.
You put man
Definitely. And
before God.
And I still don't know, because see,
Danger in
it's
that,
true
y'all.
when they say he have a plan for you.
Absolutely.
And if you're not going in the direction of his plan, he'll intercede in that. Allow things to happen to put you on his track and not the track you want to be on.
Do you mind repeating that? I don't want to back you up, but that's good. Can you say that one more time for the record?
Yeah, I think I can, because the main thing is when God has a plan for you, his plan will be fulfilled one way or the other.
One way or the other. Sister Garrett say you being real. Dr. Phillips say yes, as in speak. That's amen in the Hebrew. Go ahead.
And I'm so grateful, even though the brokenness was tough and painful.
Dr. Phillips say hurt is real.
I
raw.
still think it was all worth it when he revealed to you why he had to do or allow to happen what he allowed to happen. Because I personally can say that I did not love God. I can honestly say that I didn't even have him on my radar like I have him now.
Thank you for being transparent.
Talking about loving God.
Help the church.
I can't even, during my loving process, and that love I can say was deep because it lasted so long and it hurt so bad. But then he said, if you only had that love for me then like that, I often wonder how far or where would I be today.
I'm just being frank.
But
That's
I
for
think
God.
that was a major thing that helped me heal, because I understood that you cannot love man more than you love God, because his word do tell us that he's a jealous God and he won't have nothing before him.
Better believe it. Better believe it.
So once I got that revelation and understood that, I think the healing started to take place.
Priscilla said, did you go into another relationship with the same brokenness?
Oh no, it took me a long time to get into another relationship.
So the brokenness disallowed you to date.
Right.
You wasn't even thinking about it.
Wasn't even
You want,
thinking.
and was that to avoid being hurt again?
I think so.
Wow.
I think so.
Wow. I wonder how many people out there not dating right now because they went through a traumatic situation, dating till you just scared and fearful to even open yourself and open your heart up again. Yeah. Well, so I think we're gonna have to get to a point of healing tonight, because that ain't that ain't what God wants, especially if you're a people's person and you know how to love. Because I seen on here the young lady, I missed her name. She said, "Man, because everything rolling fast tonight. People are coming, and I love that." Reniqua, huh? We're gonna read Monisha's on. Monisha always say something good, but Roniqua Torres says, and I think she's a new listener, a new tuner into. But Roniqua Torres say some people don't know how to accept genuine love. Further down the road, they realize what they missed out on and want it back. And Pastor Phillips said to you that it sounded like the person didn't know what they had. And that can be applicable to both of y'all. Right. You know what I'm saying? This is why you have to do good for yourself after these experiences so that they can see. Because one thing about a buster, he would love to see you busted. I can't get no help. Amen. He would love to see you busted and tore all up based upon the hurt. Sit back, baby. I want to make contact with Evangelist Lee as well. He would love to see you hurt and tore up over the situation. So the sweetest, and I won't even say revenge, but for the lack of a better word, revenge. The sweetest revenge you can get for a joker that just broke your heart and walked off is to be successful. Is to look good. Just really look good. Just turn it up a notch. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever walk out with your hair undone. Have everything always on point. And God will make an allowance for him to see you in your splendor and be like, that's what I lost. But I'm going to tell you something about the Holy Ghost too. The Holy Ghost, when you get your total healing and you get your revelation and your new visual, you'll look at some of these jokers that walked off and be like, Lord, what was I thinking?
I'm just being frank.
You on to something.
Lord, how in the world? And they was messed up like that when you was there, but you was blinded by your emotions. So I want to read Monisha thing. You liked it that. Read that for me.
It says sometimes what we consider brokenness is really God building us to what he needs us to be and directing us where he needs us.
You gotta read it loud. Read it loud in the mic. Oh. Read it loud in the mic for me.
She says sometimes we consider brokenness is really God building us to what he needs us to be and directing us where he needs us to go. We aren't really broken. We are under his construction. But because we feel like this or like that, we attribute it to be broken or heartbroken, etc.
See, that I think that ministers healing. I think that's a word for healing, because and rather than even seeing yourself as broken, start seeing it as under construction. I was under construction. See what I'm saying? That's a upward. That's a positive. You know what I'm saying? That's an asset. That ain't a liability way of thinking. That's an asset way of thinking. Minister Evangelist Lee, go ahead.
Yeah, I definitely see it as an asset, because I can't be mad at God for what he did, because the healing part is the beautiful thing to know and to understand that you can't do that. You can't love man more than you love God, because God is love. And one thing
I'll go on record and say this, and I'm prayerfully hoping that it helps. You say you can't love man above God because God is love. How about you can't even really love without God because God is love? So probably way too much passion and emotions were applied. And the enemy really know how to make that look and feel like love. You know what I'm saying? And somebody probably want to throw tomatoes at me, but if God wasn't in it, and if you weren't praying and saying, Lord, this and that and the third, God know what, it's a good chance this was a very passionate relationship, very emotional, very liking relationship. Because I always tell people, and then lust. You said it. Now I'm not saying your situation is Taylor, but yes, that does be the case. A lot of times we think we're in love and we're in lust, because God ain't in it, and lust will have you see. Love got different facets, but it's all, the agape is God's, the unconditional, that's God. But they got a love that's entitled and called mania, rather you know it or not.
Right.
Do
I
your
know about
research
that
on it.
one.
And mania type of love, the Greek for that is mania, but that type of love that's where we get our word maniac
Yeah,
from.
right.
That's a love that make you crazy and want to kill or be killed and hurt and all. And I tell people, don't mania me. Don't no. We ain't want that. You know what I'm saying? And then you got different ones. You got Sturgos. You got a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? Philia. Family type. Different one. I don't want to get into that, but it could very well be that this was passion, powerful passion. Because if God ain't in it, something is stemming it, and the enemy really knows how to make us feel, a certain type of way. Dr. Phillips had said something that I did want to read, and I think I can pull it back up if it didn't get too far. Pastor Phillips said, "I have a question. When you was in this place, did you really know what love is?" Which is what I was just saying. You know what I'm saying? So
I understand it better now than I guess than then.
Okay.
Because and I say that because you wouldn't have had the love so great leaving God out.
Mm, mm. Dr. Phillips say healing after the revelation of love. Yes. See what I'm saying? Love got to be revealed, and you got the revelation because now you know it's virtually impossible to love without God. If people would only get that, things would be better because now you give God say so in a relationship. But people that try to love and they ain't got God in it, they really missing the mark. And you setting yourself up for a passionate, emotional roller coaster at best. I ain't saying everything got to go by. I'm not jinxing nobody's relationship. That's a non-believer. Atheists say they got love. Okay, I beg to differ because my revelation of love is that God is love. And so that's why you got to be able to treat your spouses a certain way and different things. And even when you're trying to date a significant other, if you're following the godly principles, you see what I'm saying? Then you understand, because what you said, I don't know if you know how on point you was, and some people will say that that's crazy, that's not right. But when you do the research in the Bible, and I know I'm finna lose probably 10 people right now, but what you said early on when you was describing your relationship is actually the proper protocol for love. When you said that your love was based upon how he felt. If people would get that in the relationship, we wouldn't have a lot of the problems that we have, the hurt that we have. Most people get into relationships, they're signing up or they liking people and they call themselves falling in love with a person based upon what the person does for them. And I can deduce to this fact, and I know I'm on point, that it's good and safe for me to say that it's a good chance that you don't love them. You love what they do. You're not in love with them. You're in love with what they do. And if you think not, why you trip when they stop doing? Why you get mad when they stop? Y'all, I ain't getting no help tonight. Why are you upset when they don't do? You know why? Because you in love with what they do. You ain't in love with them. Because genuine love, true love, is not predicated on how you make me feel. It's how I feel making you feel good.
Right.
God, I can't get no help in here tonight.
Amen.
True love.
Yeah.
When you sign up for real love, what you're saying is that I'm signing up to make you happy, see you happy, be sure that you happy. I'm signing up to show you what it is to be loved. And that's why you need to get with somebody who can reciprocate
Right.
the same type. It's getting hot now. The same type of love. Because we had to show it before where you can't be a gallon person
Right.
falling in love with a quart Negro.
Right.
A Negroette. I'm an equal opportunities preacher. You gotta. My love should be see, because if I'm loving, my love is built on what I'm doing for you. I ain't gonna never stop loving you because I ain't gonna never stop doing for you.
Right.
And if I'm excited about how my love is making you feel, then I'm gonna keep doing that because I want you to feel good. Now, wouldn't it be nice if that was coming back? So you ain't even got to worry about you because I'm worried about you. I got you. And I ain't got to worry about me because you worrying about me and you got me. So that's that. I told you Teddy Pendergrass missed it. 70-30, 60-40, 50-50 ain't even right. 100, 100. You got to do 100%. I got to do 100%. 50-50 love, both of y'all halfway. And that's the problem. So, I'll fall back and allow Taylor to, where my rag at? I'll allow Taylor to tell me because it's clear now. It's clear, Taylor, that we don't have total healing, but we got some healing.
I'm just going to relate to probably everything you said and just what you said too.
Okay.
When you were saying, because when we were in a relationship, probably like 4 years ago, we had the same conversations because we had been together for so long at that point.
Okay.
So we were having the conversations of marriage, moving in together, having kids. These were like consistent conversations that I wasn't only bringing up, but the other party was. So when the change happened so abruptly, I was like, are you kidding me? Where are the cameras? Like, this can't be real, because just last year or a couple months prior, we were having these conversations as if there was a future to build. Honestly, I thought I had it right the first time. I thought I had found, and I don't need nobody else. I'm not going to be with nobody else. Young thinking, but the way it was going then, I just knew, like, okay, this is it. His family loves me. I'm in there, like, I thought I had it right the first time. So, like I said, when the change happened, it just blew me. And I also want to go back to when I said, when I fell into that state of depression, it wasn't just only that situation at the time. You have to remember, I had just had a baby. So I was honestly dealing with postpartum. So, and that was probably a year or two prior to the last incident that happened, where I was just like, okay, my hands are done. So I was still in the process of getting over the first hurdle of hurt. And as I was coming down off that hurdle, another thing happened, and I'm coming down off that. And then it was just explosion after explosion. So I never got a proper chance to heal and even forgive, because it's like, okay, when I decide to swallow everything that happens, something else, like, you keep throwing stuff in my face that, okay, like, obviously you're not going to change. So like I said, it was a situation that I was forced to just back out of. I have to accept it. Like, it is what it is. And a person is only going to do what you allow. So if, you keep playing games with me and I'm offering to join the game, I mean, I can't be mad at you every time.
Monisha say blindsided. I feel you, Taylor.
Totally blindsided, Monisha. I mean, I got to meet these people in person, but
They're coming.
totally
They'll be here.
blindsided. And what hurt me the most was, despite my feisty mouth, you can always come and talk to me. Communication
It's
now.
key.
Now, no man can, if you can't communicate, the
You ain't
first
gonna get a
red flag
chance.
is
Right.
a no. So half these dudes don't even make it to the end of the week before you're blocked because you can't
Cause you
communicate.
jokers can't communicate.
Yeah. So, and you can talk. We're not together, so you don't owe me anything. But when we broke up, I felt like I was owed the conversation. Okay, we either can fix this and move on, or we can agree to disagree. I was not given that, so a lot of my anger, which turned into resentment, came from that. Like, I feel like you owe me that. At least I ain't gonna, trap you, and I'm not gonna keep nobody that don't want to be kept. But at the end of the day, you've known me long enough, and I would hope that you had enough respect for me as a woman, as your girlfriend or whatever, to say, listen, I feel like we should take a break and whatever. I'm not gonna
Right.
stalk you.
Be 21. That's all you saying.
Be 21. So that's my situation in a nutshell.
Monisha say, I'll be there. I got a big mama size hug for you, Taylor.
And I'll accept it. But that's what happened. So even to now, throughout everything, I mean, like I said, I still have my triggers. I still have my moments. I still have my thoughts. I pray now rather than screaming and crying like a psych patient. I don't know when the last time I truly cried. I feel the urge to cry, but instead of crying and God, why, and what did I do when, I gave.
Yeah, you something else.
In a relationship I gave, it wasn't nothing that person could, listen, I would argue with my own mom. This is my boyfriend, and I ain't even nowhere near becoming a wife. But I was very defensive. I was protective. I was giving any and everything that person asked for. Taylor was going to try her best to get it done, and it was probably not even a whole bunch of times where something wasn't done. So I feel like, okay, you owe me a lot, and how dare we go through this and spend so much time together and build a whole bunch of memories, and you just drop the ball like, all right, I'm done. I'm done with you. But you never gave me that respect or that conversation to let me know, hey, this is what it is. Because had we had that conversation and I'm still chasing you, okay, I'm the maniac. But you can't lead people on because you want to have your cake and eat it too. So that's my biggest thing.
Clintel say you was looking for closure.
I was definitely looking for closure, and I just recently stopped looking for closure because you're never going to get it.
That's
Some
my
people
point.
are never going to give it to you, and you can't.
That's my point. Now
Life is too
that's
short.
grown up right
Yeah.
there. That's
So
grown up
what
right
I do
there.
now,
You let go and let God.
literally,
Yeah.
and I told that person, you know what, I pray for you, and I have to be honest because I am human. I get frustrated when I find myself even praying for this person because the flesh in me is like, are you kidding me? This person don't deserve no prayer, not from me.
Total healing,
But I pray, and
but
I
you
pray.
on your way though.
I pray my way through it. I pray for
Absolutely.
them in their situation. I pray. So, and I don't pray that, I hope we get back together. I hope that he seated out and changed. No, I'm done with that because it's out of my
Absolutely.
control. So whether you get it now or later down the line, you just got to hope that I'm here. And if not, people move on.
Right.
People move on. I stopped looking for closure. I
And
stopped.
Nurse Lady say, stop looking for closure, just close the door.
The
And
door's
Mervin say
closed.
it had to happen. You was here. Remember I preached that sermon?
Yeah.
It had to
And
happen.
also, I want to point out before I forget, is the heater is on?
It didn't get hot. I'm telling you. No, that's the tension.
Pass
You know,
out.
that's-
So getting winded.
You bring the fan. Send for it. I don't want to lose you 30 minutes. Okay, but you can bring the fan. No, it's getting hot in here. The truth.
need a
The
rag.
truth sometimes does that. Yeah, it's cool over
I
there.
bet he
The
is.
new creature's cool. But
But
hold your
Bishop-
thought. Hold your
Bishop-
thought. Hold your
wait,
thought.
before
Okay,
I
no, I
forget.
ain't gonna. Yeah, I don't want you to forget. I don't want you
I'm
to
gonna
forget.
forget.
Go
But
ahead.
Bishop,
Go ahead.
preached.
I want to do my sponsor commercial and
Yeah,
then
please.
another one. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Bishop preached like the end of May, and he was basically saying, make a promise to yourself for the whole month of June. That you're not going to engage or backslide or entertain things that have been hindering you. Just like on Sunday, the giant. So, and when you were talking, when you said it, I heard it, but I didn't. I subconsciously accepted it,
Okay,
because even
gotcha.
for the whole month of June, it was like I didn't have to try to hold my tongue. I didn't have to block this and that person. It just came so naturally, like, okay, I'm not gonna condone certain conversations. I'm not gonna entertain certain behaviors. I'm not gonna answer every phone call. I'm not doing it. And I was rewarded just about, it seems like, every day of the month of June. Just last week, I walked on the car lot and got a car, zero money down, and I woke up and I'm broke, y'all. A car was
If you
not
wasn't sitting here, I'll run. I would have ran, but you got me blocked. I can't go nowhere. Y'all ain't hearing this.
Yeah,
Y'all did
so,
not hear
in a nutshell,
that the Lord
stay faithful.
answered Taylor's response
Yeah.
in a positive way. Ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm a messenger. You got to hear the message and allow God to do what he do, because God loves his people. See what I'm saying? So that ain't got nothing to do. You did what you done. You heard the instructions. Stop fighting the feeling.
Yeah.
Don't give way to the enemy, and allow God to show you that he's ready to bless you and bring you forward. And you did that.
Yeah.
And y'all know this, I'm not a prosperity preacher. I believe in prosperity, but I'm a hell and brimstone preacher. You know?
I'm just being
I
frank.
just got to
But
be frank.
Monisha, the crying,
But-
I was getting
But
sick.
before you
I was
address
getting
that, I
sick.
don't want to rob God. She say that God looked out for her the whole month of June while she waited on the Lord and trusted God. I need the audience to know that if you trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not to your own understanding, not in some of your ways, but in all of your ways, he will direct your path. Go ahead and talk to Monisha. But before you do, let me do a commercial, and then we're going to come back with another commercial. God bless you all. Listen, it's Bishop Frank A. Lloyd II tuning in from HOLC Radio. Hey, I need y'all to follow me on Monday night, 7:30 p.m. sharp. We start playing good music from local artists and the artists that you grew up on and love so much. We're going to play that, and then by 8 o'clock, we kick off the conversation. And guess what? That conversation might be something that somebody else don't want to talk about, but on the Let's Be Frank show, God has given us the unction to have the hard conversation and discuss things with the church at large so we can get to that next level. So make it your plan and make it your must to be in the audience, be it Facebook Live, HOLC Radio, Facebook Live, or you're going to tune into the satellite radio, HOLC radio station. But whatever you do, join us 7:30 Monday nights for the Let's Be Frank show. Hey, I'm just being frank.
To Jesus Christ, I owe my life. Matter of fact, I said it twice. Jesus Christ, I owe my life. Jesus Christ, I owe my life. I've been trying to switch it up, it ain't gonna happen overnight. Still got a few holes in sight, trying to keep my focus right. I struggle, but I'm sure of my source.
All right, before I come back, listen, I want to introduce our sponsor for tonight. Lend Me Your Ear.
Coming soon to a social media platform near you. After the Sermon with Dr. MVP. Listen, I'm excited to get into this podcast coming up with Dr. Phillips because I know it's going to be riveting and eye-opening and help me understand the word just a little bit deeper because of the breakdown that's going to happen. This podcast will be available to the masses beginning late summer. So what do I always say? Tell a friend to tell a friend. Be ready for After the Sermon with Dr. MVP.
After the sermon with Dr. MVP, y'all lay around for it. It's coming, and it's going to be a wham bam boozy. It's going to be real good. We're going to need y'all to truly tune in. Tell all your friends. We're going to drop some ballistics. It's going to be great stuff. It's going to be food for thought. You're going to be able to grow and know when you tune in to this pod show after this sermon with Dr. MVP. They are our sponsor for tonight. Somebody gonna walk away after this show with $50 to do what you want to do with it, and that's simply because Dr. Phillips, after the sermon with Dr. MVP podcast, has decided to be a blessing. So you lay around for this and make sure you make it your must to tune in to this particular show. And we do thank you. We do thank you. We thank you. We thank you. All right. Evangelist Lee. Total, I saw the tears. Monisha said tears wash away things. I'm paraphrasing. Is there, so the original question, so we turn the curve now. So is there total healing after total brokenness and a totally painful experience? I mean, because I'm not never gonna be the devil's advocate, but can I play a little advocate role?
Absolutely.
Because what I heard tonight, I've heard healing, I've heard maturity, I've heard growth, I've heard positive reinforcement, and maybe it's just me, and I can stand up straighten it. I'm not sure, and I can stand up straightening, and our clarity is the table is open for it. I'm not sure I heard total healing as of yet. I heard a lot of good stuff, and it helps because Carolyn Thomas said, "Yeah, I'm that person." When you were talking, when Taylor was talking, I think when you was talking, she said, "I don't trust people no more because of how I got hurt and da da da." So we bear witness to someone in the audience. A lot of input has shown that we bear witness to a lot of things. So again, my original question, and audience, you do have opportunity to weigh in, but for my guests, I'm not sure if I heard total healing. Is there such a thing as total healing after total brokenness?
I think so, and the reason why I say yes is because reactions change. The way you're able to communicate with that individual change. Deal with situations when you're in their presence change. Understanding and accepting the reason why things happen helps you to say, yeah, you're healed. Because the thoughts that you used to have, you no longer have. The feelings you used to have, you don't have. And the crying happens when you realize and accept the things that needed to happen. Like,
It had to happen.
it had to happen. And then just to feel the love that you used to have for that person and how God was so wonderful.
Hallelujah.
The joy, you can't help but to cry from that. Because
Right. Tears of joy. That tears of joy,
because when
actually.
you're thinking you never was going to get over it
See?
and thought that you was going
See,
to hurt
the misinterpretation is that you still hurt, but you
Yeah.
crying because you like, Lord, you actually
You
did it.
did.
People got to understand tears of joy as well. You see what I'm saying?
Right, because when I remember the day, well, I don't remember the exact date, but I remember the moment. And I was getting ready to go somewhere, and I literally was ironing my clothes, and I just stopped in the midst of it. And like, I don't hurt no more.
See?
I can't remember when it happened, but I know I don't hurt. It doesn't hurt me. I don't think about what I
Glory
used to
to
think
God.
about, you know. And I just thank God every time that moment I'm just ironing, and I just thank you, Lord, for healing, mending that broken heart.
And
Because now we're best friends. I
See?
can say we're best friends, that we're friends. 'cause
so
we
if you
can
come to
talk-
that place, see what I'm saying? Now I'm kind of catch 22 because the first thing that Sister Sydney said, I was like, okay, can't wait till I get to talk, because I'm bearing witness to this, and it's saying what you're saying. Healing is a process, no time frame on it. It is unique to the person. Now, I totally agree with that. I'm gonna toss up on the second one. Healing really is a lifetime journey. I don't think it should take a lifetime for you to get over a situation if you really want to move on. And it's still to each person, to each their own. I'm saying I don't have a lifetime to give you after it's over. I don't have that to give nobody. Once it's over and done, I'm gonna go through the hurt process, the healing process, and I'm on to the next one. I ain't got that. So that ain't everybody right there. Now that's speaking from a personal, and there's some people that gonna take a whole life. I ain't that person. You know what I'm saying? It ain't, and I don't suggest as a life coach that you be that person to heal for the rest of your life. I think you gotta get it, and I just can't see putting a Band-Aid on a cut for the rest of my life. At some point, I need the skin to grow back, scalp, peel it off, and move on.
That'll weigh you down. That'll weigh you down, and that'll drain you. That's too much energy.
Right,
too much time.
Pastor Phillips said you can't give people a lifetime of power over you.
Yeah, that part. You know what I'm saying? So I do agree with her other comment. I do agree with. And I read it, but I'll read it again. Healing is a process, no time frame on it. It's unique to the person, which means that everybody's time is different, but you gonna reach that expiration date. So I'm on that one. You know what I'm saying? It is a process. Some people might heal in 2 years. Some people might be in 20. But best believe you got to have an expiration date on that, and don't allow somebody to have that, like Pastor Phillips say, have that type of power and control over you for the rest of your life. Because what you will do is what Priscilla asks. You will go into other relationships bearing that same hurt, and you fussing at Charlotte over what Bobby did. You saying Bobby ain't been in the picture 10 years, but soon as Charlotte, whatever, you like, see, now I told Bobby I wasn't going, who is Bobby, baby? All right. What is it? Now you acting like Bobby. What? I ain't got time for this. I'm getting charged with other people's stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but I know, I like she said, y'all know I'm, no, we didn't misunderstand what you said. What you meant. We misunderstood what you meant, but not what you said. So I'm just only saying what you said, but you meant something different. So we'll give you that, huh? Yeah, we misunderstood what Sydney meant. Okay, but what she said was a lifetime, and I'm saying, so I'm only addressing what she said. But she said that ain't what she meant. She don't dwell in foolishness. I know her, a little bit. So she's a serious, no-nonsense person. So I can agree with that. But, so for people that's looking and don't know her and took lifetime as, oh, okay, well, I can go ahead and keep feeling this way. Heck to the no with 2 double clock stick. No, get it over. Okay, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, who this?
This is Sydney.
All right, clarified, sitting on the radio.
All right.
Hey, we read and we deal with what's said, so you got to tell us what you mean. You know what I'm saying?
When I said it's a lifetime journey, what I'm saying is there will be episodes in everybody's life where you will face different challenges, different hurt, different rejection, different pain. That's what I mean when I say it's a lifetime journey. Nobody stays stuck on one thing, because Taylor knows, all my kids know, everybody who knows me know. When it's over, it's over, it's done, it's done. What was done was done, what wasn't done wasn't done. Let's move on. Amen. But I'm just saying, as a human being, you have to give yourself grace and understand that various things are going to come up in life, because as long as you live and breathe, something's going to hurt you. Somebody's going to hurt you.
Right.
And so the healing process is a continuous thing, because we all have something that we need to heal from.
That makes sense, Sydney. I thank you for clarifying that.
No problem.
That makes sense, because as human beings, in and of our flawed self, when you even, I'll go as far as saying this, Sydney, every time you take it upon yourself to love somebody, you open yourself up to the ability and vulnerability to be hurt. See what I'm saying? I don't know. She hung up or you hung up. You hit it with y'all?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. But so sitting there, I'm sorry that engineer he doing some stuff. I think he hung up, but that you call back or you can hear me what I'm saying. I can relate to what you just said because anytime we decide to love somebody, we subject ourselves to at least the opportunity or availability for pain to take place. Because that's what love does. Love walks you out on a limb, not knowing if the person gonna cut it or not. That's what love does, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm unapologetically sorry. When you decide to love, Sitting, are you back?
I'm back. I'm sorry. I hung up because I didn't understand that how the real time thing works.
Oh,
But I'm
okay.
back.
Okay, cool
Yeah.
enough. Yeah. So no, I was just saying I can relate to what you just said about ongoing because when you decide to love somebody, you ultimately open yourself up to the possibility of being
Possibility,
hurt.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so
Let me say this too about opening up. What we have to understand too, pain is gonna be in life. Somebody's gonna hurt your feelings. You're gonna hurt somebody's feelings. What you don't want to do is close your heart to love. You do not want to close your heart to love because when you do that, it's
become
like a walking
callous.
death.
Yes. I heard it
You
while
just have to open your heart. You have to trust. Well, first off, as believers, we have to understand that God is never going to allow us. Or let me back up. He's never going to put us in situations that's going to hurt us. Now we can put ourselves in situations that's a whole different animal. But we have to understand if we love God and believe God and know God, that we have to love. We were made to love and to be loved.
And
so if you try to deny that, then you're denying God. Because God only works through love. He doesn't work through any other medium except love, period. So when you close your heart, people say, I'm never going to love again. Or I'm never going to do this. I'm never. But what are you saying to God? What are you saying to God? How can you say you love God when you can't love another human being? Or you won't allow another human being to love you? See, that's the issue. Not so much that we can love other people, but we won't allow people to love us.
We run them off.
And this is a lesson I learned, in my life. You have to open your heart up to let people love you. I can love people. I could love people, but I could not let anybody love me because of fear, of pain, and hurt.
That's what we was talking about tonight. That's good, Sydney, because I think when you do decide that you're not going to allow anybody to love you and you're going to be skeptical about who you love to that degree, I think that creates the callousness of what. So it's impossible to experience love because you, like you said, you done shut it off. So don't close your heart, like Sister Sydney is saying, because that ain't what God intended. What goes on had to go on, did go on, move on from it, the best of your ability, enter into your process, but be able to love again. Woo!
Right.
Am I right, Sydney?
Definitely. Otherwise, you really aren't living.
Amen.
You're not living.
That person still
You're always
got too
holding
much
your breath.
control over you. That's right.
Right. You got your shoulders up all the time. You're not living.
Wow. Sister Cindy, y'all, that's Taylor Mama, y'all. Thank you for
Hey,
calling
y'all.
in,
Hey,
Cindy.
y'all.
Bless your heart. Amen. Thank you for tuning in. All right, we getting ready to wrap this thing up. So, it is what it is. We got some names on the paper. New Creature, you still got my call holding on. We got some names on the paper. We're gonna pull names for the night. A bit of advice you want to give before you go concerning this? A bit of advice. Help somebody to the best of your ability with what you're feeling right now.
I think that
live.
the whole conversation, just briefly, about like the time frame. My phone is dead, but
That's
if you
okay.
could scroll up, I don't know. One
What
of the
you
comments was saying, I think she said Something about
Sasha say
what
wrap
else,
it up,
Sasha?
Taylor, per your request yesterday.
How can I scroll this up?
You can't. No,
It
Chris
was
have to
something
scroll up.
my mom
Who said? Okay, I can go back.
Probably the first comment
The
about
first
time
one?
frame.
Time frame. I got
But
you.
I
The
like
real
love,
healing begins acknowledgement of the hurt and the pain.
No,
Not that one. Healing from various things, not the one thing. Not that one.
no, but what I'm trying to say is like
The time frame
the
one.
time frame, yeah.
Okay, the time frame one. There's so many. Taylor, let's see.
It's
Healing
fine, but
process.
just to summarize or paraphrase, basically like what I'm trying to say is a heartbreak in my situation, I think I dealt with it like as grief. A heartbreak is grief
Yeah.
because you're in denial that okay, this thing is ending. This love is probably was for the most part lust.
Okay.
It's just a grief. It's a death. It's your heart is broken, so you
Oh,
now have
that's
to
good.
try to
Something
move
died.
on.
Okay.
Yeah, a part of you
Talk,
died. If it's
talk.
real love or lust or whatever. In my case, I assumed it was love. I still do believe it was love because once we separated, it's kind of the saying like you don't know what you have until it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And because me and this person were almost inseparable, when we had no choice but to separate because things and people moved on,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what else to do. So it's kind of like, how do I live without this person? How do I move on? You're so used to doing everything together. Now you don't have that person, that friend anymore.
Mm-hmm.
What am I to do? Now you just shut up in the house because you don't know how to go to Walgreens by yourself because it was always, hey, I'm finna go to the store. Can you ride with me?
Mama say healing. I said healing has no time frame. It is unique to
It
the
is
person.
unique to the person. So,
Okay.
like, whether, your tears of joy, or I did interpret the tears as hurt. And that was from when you were a teenager. So it's still a time frame. And I think the question that you asked too was, do we believe there's deliverance?
Total,
In my case,
total healing.
total deliverance, no.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it happened so recently. And like I
Okay.
said, I still had...
And that
I
may
haven't
change
had
down the line.
It may change.
but
I
currently
believe it'll
asking you
change
that, you
because
saying
certain
no.
reactions,
I
certain
appreciate it,
conversations
yeah.
I don't entertain anymore. So I'm just
So you're on your way.
separating myself.
Yeah.
But
You're on
for
your way.
me, I'm not there yet because we're not friends. I don't want to be a friend to this person because I was hurt so deeply and the hurt still continues.
That's that bitterness
So,
that the show.
it
You know, the
is
show was
bitterness.
almost gonna be. Y'all mind me saying what the show was almost gonna be after our conversation yesterday?
I do mind.
You do mine?
Yeah.
Okay, I won't say what the show was
You
gonna
shared it with them?
be. Huh?
You shared it with them?
With who?
What it would have been?
Yeah, we talked
Yeah, I
about
shared it
yesterday.
with them. Yeah, but she told me she wanted to name something else, and out of respect, I'm not gonna say it. I know she just using her power. See, this is that masculine throw around your weight that she was describing that she had early on.
I
You know,
mean, if we said we
so-
gonna drop it,
but
why
I'm
you brought it up?
hey, you get no fight out of me. I'm not gonna do
Anyway,
it.
see, I done forgot what I was
you say
talking
don't
about.
do it. Don't do it. Hey, I'm at your beck and call. I would love to say what it was gonna be.
Bitterness, yes,
No,
but it's not bitterness. It's bitterness. I'm not angry, but I'm bitter.
right.
Only,
Help your
only
mama though, because
because
she's saying not. I'm saying
I
yeah.
don't know what my mama's
It's a
talking
little
about. I'm
bitterness
trying to
to me.
keep my train of
It was
thought.
me
I don't
saying
know.
you're still a little bitter, but you know.
No,
but
I am. I'm bitter because like I
Stevie
don't even
Wonder
want
can
to.
see that. I'm just saying help your mama. You know. She.
Y'all see this? You ain't finna have a jugular in a minute.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Look at
ahead.
this one switching out on me. So,
Go ahead.
so I keep having.
You
brain
were saying
farts.
it is. You saying it was bitter, but it's not anger.
It's bitterness
Okay.
because of what I just said. I don't want to be this person's friend. You better not.
But
ask me
now
for
your
help on the
mama
side
and
of the road.
Pastor Phillips said, don't let the person have that kind of power over you, because you as a
That's why I
believer
pray.
and as a Christian, okay, you got
I
to come
pray
out of
for
that. You know you
forgiveness.
gotta.
It's in
You
my
can't.
journal.
Okay.
I pray for control over my emotions and my thoughts. Adrian, if you sleepy, Sign off.
I can't believe you
It's
go
not
handling
because y'all
I can't believe
y'all jumped me
you
yesterday.
handling the people
Y'all
like
jumped
this
me
when you
yesterday.
sat in the lobby.
So I want
and
her to go to
said
sleep
what
and
you
not get
said.
her name called.
OMG, y'all don't even know what's going on right now.
They surely
Taylor
don't.
know what's going
Yeah,
on.
she
Taylor
they
got
don't.
on us
Good
back.
night,
You know what I'm saying?
pleasure,
And I
sweet
told her when
dreams.
you talking, you can't really, if you're doing live, unless you
Yeah,
control
it's
the
coming,
narrative to
sir.
the point where you just shut it down because you're going to do that. But we don't have to do that because we're a different type of radio and we let people get their points out and express them. We had to explain this to Taylor yesterday and she said, well, it don't take all that to get. But look who's doing the explaining right now, 10:30.
Doggone right.
We would love to hear from Evangelist Lee too, but look who's got the floor.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, please. Okay, I'll never finish what I got to say. It'll
Go
be
ahead.
tomorrow. But what I'm trying to put in a nutshell is, in my situation, I'm not there yet. I hope that we could be friends. We have a child together, so I hope that we could become friends and hang out. And I know it's possible because a few months,
Because
you
both
know,
of y'all love the
ago.
Lord. Both of y'all got God, you know, in you.
I hope so.
Yeah, it's going. I'm telling you.
I
both of
hope
y'all
so.
love the
But
Lord.
as of now, that's not my focus. I'm focused on, self-love. I'm focused on healing. And
That's
right
what's up.
now, in both parties, there's some hurt feelings on his side too, which I can respect. So I'm not going to force a relationship when we're not even ready to be around each other because of both sides are hurt because of different things.
Okay.
So, maybe down the line, maybe a couple years from now, a couple months from now, we'll be able to, hey,
So
how
you
you doing?
so you answer my question. Total, not now.
In my situation, no.
Not now. Okay,
No.
gotcha. Total
No.
healing, Evangelist Lee. I think you did, but just reiterate. Total. I'm talking total. Where it ain't no trigger point. You good. You ain't bitter. Y'all friends. Y'all real good friends right now. So I think your discussion gonna be a little different. What you say? What say you?
I say yes. And what to your original question?
Yes, push it to you a little more. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I messed you up by saying push it to you a little more.
No, I was thinking, advice to the people.
Yes. What advice can you give somebody?
I would say run it by God. If you don't have a relationship with God, I say get one first.
That's good.
Run it by Him.
Okay.
And I think it'll save you from detouring. It may save you from a little
I
brokenness.
pray y'all listening, you that's still with us.
Because
So,
at the end of the day, that was the main focus. That I gave all this love to a man, but I didn't give it to my Creator.
please hear this. Please hear
And
this.
because He
It'll
knows the
avoid
plans
you
for
from
your
being
life,
hurt
yeah.
so bad. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these other things will be added unto you. Some of y'all don't want to bring God in it because you got all kind of other stuff going on in your head. And like Taylor said, it be a lot of lust stuff, and you don't even want to bring God in it because you know how you roll, you know how you get down, and so I can't put God in there because God ain't gonna endorse, But that's another show. But if you get God in it early, God will show you a buster early. God will give you discernment and insight. Now, because some people got it and don't pay attention to it. It ain't like you ain't know. You knew, but you still decided to roll the dice. You know what I'm saying? That was another show where you decided you gonna get with them, and then when you get with them, it's gonna change everything. You can't change nobody. That was said early on. You can't. You can hope for change, but you getting with them ain't gonna change them. If they're a buster, they gonna be a buster. They're a hoochie, they gonna be a hoochie unless the Lord intervene. It's just that simple. And there ain't no 2 and 3 ways about that. So that's great advice. She say the love that you want to pour into and put on a person, give it to God.
And I can respect our relationship now and love and pray more. I'm getting more blessings other than just waking up and making it through the day.
Because God ain't gonna have you ignorant, man. Listen, it's been a wonderful show. Y'all clap it up for my guest. My guest has been wonderful tonight. We got to give away some money. We got some probably some questions to ask. We got names. We're gonna pull names. They're gonna pull names. Excuse me. They're gonna pull names. We're gonna give away some money. I thank y'all because it was a hard time getting to this place tonight because we truly feel like we helped somebody, and we truly feel like people heard, and even if they didn't say, they got what they needed to understand because y'all did. You kept it real. You kept it
real as it gets. Keep it tailored.
Can't give you a compliment. You just shoot out the room. Now you done left the room. You done left the room. You know what I'm saying? And you, young lady, you brought the emotional aspect to it that was needed, and for people to know that this is genuine what we doing. We ain't playing, y'all. We trying to, you know what I'm saying? You call us unorthodox. Say what you want to say about it. Thank you, Minister Garrett. But look, we just this is what we do. This is what we do. You know what I'm saying? And with the help of you, is how we do it. You know what I'm saying? So, because without an audience, we're nothing. You know what I'm saying? So we thank y'all again. We thank
I can't wait to meet my new friends.
They coming. They'll be here next week. Yeah, Georgia be here in the house deep. Yeah. Don't she act like she stay down here? Yeah, no, she in Georgia. Georgia.
Hey, PJ.
Listen, Georgia's house. What's up tomorrow? Georgia's in the house, man, and you gonna feel them next week. The 28th. The 28, huh?
People want.
Keep it, Taylor. They won't see you. You done left the room. You know what I'm saying?
That's what the people
Wow.
want.
Wow. If you just, can I reach
I
you
had
now?
suggestions yesterday, and now the people.
Hey, you good? No, you. No. Oh God. See that she said keep it Taylor. That means keep it real. So she said Taylor is real.
I said that. She's repeating what I said.
Sitting there, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. She done
Thank
left
you,
the
Ledger.
room. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if I got a hat to fit you. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if we got a hat to fit you.
I'm just being
So,
frank.
but no. So yeah, they'll be here. Yeah, our Georgia family will be here deep next week. So you make sure you are here. You know what I'm saying? When she's gonna give you a hug, Pastor Philip, he gonna want to shake your hand, hug you. Everybody, because now they done put a face to my madness. They see who give me a hard time every Monday night on the radio. So some people they gonna love on you. Okay. All right. Listen. We've done our part. This is what we do. God is good. Y'all did great. Sasha say y'all did great.
Thanks, Sasha.
I concur.